Okay, everybody, let's talk about the first part of our lesson now. Again, we're talking about Osamu Tezuka, the father of manga in Japan. And Tezuka created over 700 mangas during his life. That would be referring to different titles of manga comic books. And Astro Boy, though, was by far his most famous work. So if you talk about something being a certain way by far, that means number 2 or number 3 are way down the list, and number 1 is really far up here. So you could describe a certain person as being the best athlete by far. He's the best, and number 2 is just so far away from him.
Yeah, like Tiger Woods is the best golfer by far these days. Well, his first character appeared in 1952. That was the first time you ever saw Astro Boy, and then was featured in comic books for the next 16 years. So I think people like them because they kept buying those comic books. Now, the manga was then turned into a television cartoon series, which means you would see a different cartoon about Astro Boy every day or maybe every week, depending on how often that cartoon series was on. That started in 1963. That was a long time ago. And again, this was just in Japan, not outside of Japan.
No, you're wrong there, because I actually saw that cartoon when I was a boy. It was in black and white.
Really?
But it was on American television. I remember it very much, and I still remember the theme song from that cartoon show. So it did get to other countries because people loved it all over the place.
Cool. Now, I had read that it came to the Western countries in the 80s, so that's cool that you saw it long, long ago.
Well, I think there was a different cartoon series of Astro Boy, but the original one came out back in 1963, and it became successful in countries all over the world. So if something is successful, that means it makes a profit. It is doing quite well. So of course, when they produced this cartoon show, they wanted to make money, right? And they wanted it to be popular. So that's what happened, and therefore it was successful.
Now, here's a little bit about this story. It takes place in the future. When something takes place, it means that's where it happens. And it's in the future, so of course you're going to see a lot of things that aren't really possible in our real world, right? It's a world where robots and humans live side by side. Now, to give you an example of what side by side means, Tom and I are sitting side by side. We're next to each other. So you'd see robots living their lives next to humans, so everybody was living together.
Right, and they were getting along pretty well, I guess. And interestingly, though, Astro Boy's birthday was set as April 7th, 2003.
That's my birthday.
Oh, wow, in 2003, huh? So you're only
I'm
6
a baby.
years old?
I'm an infant, yes.
Okay, well, whatever. I guess that's how old Astro Boy is right now. April 7, right. Well, he is a powerful robot built by Dr. Tenma. And of course, he built the young robot to replace his dead son. To replace here just means to take the place of someone. So this doctor, he lost his son for some reason, and he was so sad, so he invented a new robot boy to take his place, to replace him.
Yeah, that is sad. So he tried to find a way so he wouldn't miss his dead son so much and invented this robot. Well, he realizes one day, which just means it suddenly occurs to him, he begins to understand that this robot can't take the place of his son. When you take the place of someone else, it means you replace them. So even though they're gone and they may not be doing a particular job anymore, you're there for them. For example, maybe you've had a friend take your place for you at work sometimes when you can't go. Well, he tried to replace his son, but that robot wasn't able to take the place of his son. It just wasn't the same. It wasn't a real boy. He didn't have those emotions. Well, to take the place of is our shortcut for you. Let's watch our skit.
shortcut for you.
How's your new cat?
Oh, he's great, but he'll never take the place of my dog Yo-Yo.
You mean you save a place in your house for your dog?
No, but I'll always have a place for my dog Yo-Yo in my heart. If something takes the place of something, that means it replaces it.
So, to take the place of means 取代的意思吗?
Yes.
You teach me so many things. I'm going to miss you while you are on vacation.
I'm sure you'll find someone to take the place of me.
No, never.
Okay, so again the doctor realized that Astro Boy could not take the place of his child, so he abandoned him. Oh, what a naughty doctor. How can you do that? Now, to abandon just means you leave somebody behind, usually when they kind of need you too. So, unfortunately, sometimes parents abandon their children. Maybe they don't have enough money to raise them, and the children will have to be adopted or something like that. So here, Dr. Tenma abandoned his child, and Astro Boy later learns how to develop his powers and use them to fight for good. You know, we haven't really talked about Astro Boy and exactly what he can do.
He's pretty cool.
He's got like these legs that can be rockets and they can cause him to fly. He's also got eyes that have special lights that allow him to see in special ways. He's got really good hearing too. He can hear things when other people can't, kind of like a dog.
He's also really smart. He has the ability to translate over 60 languages.
Wow.
60! Woo!
That's a lot.
He also is very strong. We know that about him. And he has really cool guns that shoot from behind him. So he's like a weapon. He's really powerful. He can do even more than Superman, I think.
Yeah, probably. And you know, when I watched this cartoon when I was a boy, I loved to watch him walk because his legs were like rockets. And every time he walked, he'd go, doit, 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 doit. It was quite fun, and of course I remember it after all these years. So there are a number of powers that he uses to fight for good. And in this phrase here, we're talking about fighting for something. That means that's the reason why you're fighting. That's the goal you want to achieve. And good here just means the good things in life. To save poor people, to protect animals and things like that. He wanted to fight for the good of humanity.
I like this because he doesn't use his superpowers to hurt people. No, he tries to do the right thing. Now remember, he's got a special electronic heart that somehow allows him to sense how people are, if they're good or bad, and what they want to do, what their intentions are. So he's got a lot of cool powers, but he always uses them to do good things with.
What a good guy.
Yeah.
So you should go check out this movie. What we're going to do right now is we'll take a break and listen to our Chinese teacher, and then we'll continue with our lesson.